Are there any club programs offered at your school?
There's tons of clubs, but my problem is I can't get motivated to go join anything because I don't know anybody. I would feel better if I had someone that I knew in the past that went to school with me and could go into these clubs with me, but because I don't have anyone and my brother is older and he's in the master's program at the school, he doesn't need those lower level helpers that I need. So I just don't feel comfortable, and that's why I haven't done any kind of group thing yet.
All right. Well, sometimes I found that it can be hard to take that step, but once you get into that situation, I mean, most of the times, the people in those kind of groups are going to be very open, very inviting. I mean, a lot of them, you have to think, are freshmen too,
Right.
except for, the leaders. But if you maybe can take that step to try, then you don't really have much to lose. I mean,
Right.
you could try an art club, because I know you said you like art or design. Um, Music. I mean, see if they have one of those and maybe try that out. Maybe you
Okay.
can make some more friends. Um, and I mean, maybe you'll find that some of the friends in those clubs are in the same classes as you.
Right.
What kind of classes are you taking right now?
Right now, I was in my it's called women's chorus. It's just a choir, and we perform and whatnot. But I stopped going because I couldn't really sing anymore, and I don't know anyone, so I wasn't willing to like try out for solos, and I just wasn't comfortable anymore. So I'm probably gonna get a really bad grade. But I'm also taking women's studies, which I like. I kind of know some people in that class, but I see them on campus at parties. And there's one girl that I've gotten kind of close with, and I go to her dorm room, but she also does drugs. So that's not, I guess, that wouldn't be a very beneficial friendship.
It's a start. You're working in the right direction for sure. Have you tried to get involved with there's narcotic anonymous type groups where you can go and speak with other people, kind of like to work on becoming more confident about yourself and helping wean back on those drugs so that you're not so dependent on them. Have you ever thought about going to one of those groups?
No, because I know I have an issue with how I deal with things, but I'm kind of in denial about the fact that drugs are my issue, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's a big deal. Everyone else on campus does it, so they're all right. So I guess I don't really see it as a huge problem. And my dad went to meetings, and I don't want to be like my dad.
I see. So you feel like you don't need to go to those meetings because you see everybody else on campus that's doing drugs with you and they're fine, so you don't need to go.
Right. Well, I guess I need to go, but I don't want to be like the young college girl that is having a pity party and begging for help either. Because I don't wake up in the morning and get high. I wait until later after I go to my classes and normally have a bad day, and that triggers it, and I stay on campus and go hang out with people and get high or drink, and I guess I don't see it as a huge addiction problem, I guess.
But you do, I remember you mentioning that you are only able to study for about 3 hours a week
hmm
on the classes.
I,
And
I have a focus issue, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't want to study
Have you seen a doctor um, to see
for
about
for what?
to get medicine maybe to help you concentrate, or they would be able to suggest exercise or something
I
to keep.
haven't. Like ADHD? I don't know. Um,
A lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot, some people who have problems concentrating can have ADHD. They may put you through some kind of testing just to see, but those who do, if they're put on the correct medicine, it makes their life a lot easier.
like I remember in high school, everyone that had ADHD I've always, I guess I won't say I've always done drugs, but I've always been around it.
Mm-hmm.
And at my high school, like Adderall and Ritalin were really popular. So I guess I don't see them as like beneficial. Like they are beneficial. They make you study, but it's almost like speed where you just are go, 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 and then
Like
you
you're
crash.
in the zone.
Yeah. I've never really thought I never really thought I had ADHD. I thought like I just didn't care, which is sort of still the problem, but I know that you can't do college over. So I want to be able to focus, but I don't know that I'm necessarily willing to give up my partying because I don't know anyone on campus or in the town even. So I feel like that's my only way of opening up that door of, friendships or, whatever it's going to be. I don't have a boyfriend either. So I kind of find myself meeting guys in the dorm. And I've been in a situation before where I didn't know the guy, obviously. And he invited me to his dorm room. And I was extremely uncomfortable, partly being because there were no drugs, no alcohol, and he just kind of wanted to hook up, and that wasn't what I was going for. That's what he was going for, and he was very pushy, and I had to get out of there really quickly, which was difficult because I didn't know him, and he was a bigger guy, and you never know what people are gonna do, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was really scared. That was kind of when I figured out that not knowing people on campus could be harmful to me. Like I was really fearful, even for my life. I mean, he could have killed me. I've heard a lot of stories on campus about people in their dorm rooms because it's so loud in the dorms, and no one would have heard me if he had tried to sexually assault me or whatever. He wasn't. He just was really, really pushy, and I was just scared, uncomfortable, I guess. And that was when I figured out that it could be a problem that I don't know people because I don't have a wingman in a sense. I don't have anybody to go with me when I meet new guys or whatever. So that was when I really felt uncomfortable with not having any friends.
Well, I think that if you do decide to try a group, or I mean, even going back to the women's chorus, that could help. I mean, you don't have to try out for solos. I mean, just being there to get the grade, whether you feel like you're singing like Beyonce or
Which I don't.
not. I mean, you being there gives you more of an opportunity to meet somebody and make a friend than you just not showing up at all.
I guess.
And eventually, I mean, the first month or two of being at a new school is going to be a little more scary in a way. You do have to have your guard up because you're very correct. You don't know who that person is. You don't know what kind of a person they are. You don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
So having your guard up can be good. One thing that worries me is hearing that you go out and party and do drugs, and then what if you meet somebody and you don't know them, but since you're under the influence, you just go ahead and go with them anyways. And to me, that just doesn't seem safe.
Right.
And that's what I want. I want for you to be able to be safe and end up getting the good grades and making friends.
I just don't, I guess I don't know how to do that. I'm not motivated enough to make that first step. I don't have the confidence, I think, to do that.
Well, there are little things like writing down on post-it notes, like positive things about yourself, sticking them up on the mirror around the house. I mean, in your brother's house, but I mean, as
Right.
long as he doesn't care, put something positive on the fridge, on the mirrors, um, something to boost your confidence. And I mean, this may sound cheesy, but when you get up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm a beautiful woman. I have beautiful eyes. I have awesome hair. Like, point out all the things that you love about yourself. Like, I'm a great person. I really am. I don't need to be weighed down by any drugs or
Right.
alcohol. And I mean, and just point out all the great things that you could think of every single day. Because getting that repetition of I'm great and I'm beautiful can really help. That can help with confidence a lot.
Okay.
How
I
do you,
think I can do that.
you do?
Yeah.
So, are you close with your family at all?
I, being at my age, I don't really, I mean, I love them, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how controlling they tried to be before I moved um, down to Kentucky with my brother. They were extremely controlling when I was younger. I was told who to be friends with, who not to be friends with. And I think that that plays a huge role in how I just throw myself out there and go and get high with whoever and party with whoever because I was so structured when I was younger. And now I feel like my parents don't know that so and so gets high, so I can go there. They won't tell me I can't be friends because they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I like being away from them. Um, I like that they don't tell me who to date, who not to date. I like the freedom because they were extremely controlling when I was young.
Mm-hmm. So you feel like because they controlled you so much when you were younger that it just kind of all came out
Right.
all at once
Yeah.
when you got away. And so maybe that's how things have kind of gotten out of hand. And it's
Maybe.
really, really good that you realize that because now that you've gotten to party, um, I mean, I don't know how long till it's out of your system, but
Me neither.
I really do feel like if you start to get involved in those groups and start talking about um, how great of a person you are as an individual, that will help. Um, and I mean, have you thought about trying to cut back on smoking so that you can sing more?
I have. Um, it will be difficult. However, I know that I've always loved to sing. I've been in choir since I was in grade school. I believe I was in like first grade when they would put us all together. Like everyone in the school, everyone sang together. We all sounded ridiculous, but I've always been a singer. And of course, when I was little, I wanted to be, the big singer, star, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work out because that takes more work than I'm willing to do. So I just stayed with choirs, and I was in a lot of choirs in high school. So I do think that it's something that could help me kind of get out of my shell and maybe get on the right track. I like that you suggested that going to my choir class would help me with my confidence because I really do think that I need a boost with my confidence, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that singing is a great way for me to do that because I remember in high school being shy and scared to try out for solos and or not even that, just scared to sing at all because I have a really loud voice, so I'm always heard. And So I think that it would be a huge confidence boost if I would go back to my choir class. And even if I just put minimum effort into it, maybe that would help.
Yes.
I don't know.
Do you feel like trying to cut back on smoking would be something that would be worth it to you if you would be able to get your voice back to where it used to be?
Yeah, because I don't want to sound ridiculous. Like, I can't sing like this with my raspy voice. It wouldn't, it would not sound good at all.
So, there are several different ways that you could go about that as well. Um, but I really feel like if you quit putting yourself in situations where all the drugs and alcohol are around, I mean, you can't take yourself out of your brother's house.
Right.
But I really do think that you have what it takes to say no. And I mean, if you want to not do something, I believe that you have what it takes to just say, I don't want to do this, and then you can go into your bedroom and start singing. Just put on your music and sing for a little
I
bit.
used to do that a lot when I was young.
Do you think music would help you focus on studies? If you put on like a light kind of music? Because I've heard that can help.
Maybe it would, because it would kind of be entertaining, I guess, in a way. Instead of me wanting to go out, if I could find something to do while I was doing my homework, I have to kind of be multitasking. That's why I like to go out and drink and do drugs and hang out with people and interact and do all these things at the same time. I have a hard time doing one thing and focusing on just my papers
Yeah.
and just studying. I can't do that.
Well, I mean, popping in some headphones and listening
Okay.
to some music, listen to your favorite music and find what really motivates you, and then try and write those papers. If you find study groups, I know you were kind of hesitant on that, but if you
Right.
find some study groups, there will be talking going on, most likely.
Right.
So you can make friends that way also.
Okay.
And then it can turn into friends coming over and studying with you. You can work together on your papers, and then um, after that, hang out. I mean, watch TV,
I could try that.
and that would be something that I think could be pretty great.